Alrighty, I'm going to be running a scary one-shot for you all today using the Van Richten's guide. A ton of great scary stuff in there. So let's talk about the characters you guys brought for me today. Let's start off with you, Jay. I'm going to totally be playing an elf bladesinger, and I'm going to be stabbing people and shooting spells. Alrighty. And then what about you, Steve? What do you got?
I'm gonna be a dwarf barbarian, and I'm just gonna hit things with my hammer.
Well, fair enough. Alrighty, what about you, Bob? I'm gonna be a half Aasimar, half Kalashtar with Blood Hunter, but I'm also gonna multi-class into Wizard and Artificer. Oh, and by the way, my background's gonna be the Hollow One. I'm also gonna have some dark gifts, and you've been watching XP to level 3 again, haven't you? I have, but that's totally besides the point. Alrighty, what about you, Dylan? Please, please, for the love of God, give us something good here.
I think I'm gonna go with variant human.
Oh, perfect! Someone without dark vision.
Well, actually, I plan on picking up Devil Sight.
Oh,
This lets me see in darkness up to 120 feet away.
okay. Alright then, so as the four of you are venturing through the woods, you find a crypt door. As you descend down the steps, the light retracting from above, you find yourself in a dark, dank room. You look around and you cannot see. Actually, DM, I have dark vision, so I can see everything. Alrighty, you know what? You can see everything, whatever. So in the corner, there is this. I don't even want to bother right now. How's it going, everyone, and welcome to No Fun Allowed. And today I want to talk about dark vision and why dark vision sucks. So, of course, it is a common trope now that whenever anyone makes any characters, they more than likely have dark vision, right? It's crazy how the majority of characters in all of D&D can now have dark vision. But the thing is, a lot of people actually don't even bother reading the text about dark vision. So let's go over that, shall we? Dark vision. Many creatures in the world of D&D, especially those that dwell underground, have dark vision. Within a specified range, a creature with dark vision can see dim light as if it were bright light, and darkness as if it were dim light. So areas of darkness are only lightly obscured as far as that creature is concerned. However, the creature can't discern color in darkness, only shades of gray. And no, we're not talking about the book. We're talking about there is just no color. So, of course, there's another thing a lot of people don't remember or don't look up, is what does lightly obscured mean in D&D? Well, to look at that, lightly obscured means a given area might be lightly or heavily obscured. In lightly obscured areas, such as dim light, patchy fog, or moderate foliage, creatures have disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight. That's it. You know, that doesn't really tell us that much. What does disadvantage on perception check mean when it comes to describing the room? What does disadvantage on perception checks mean when there is a creature exactly 60 feet away in darkness and your PCs can see it, right? You know, we don't get that sort of knowledge. The fact that dark vision is so prevalent through the majority of D&D characters, it removes a lot of the fun aspects of requiring light. Now, why is requiring a light source fun? Well, it's things to keep track of. It's the fact that if you have to bust out the torches, then you have a material component they have to deal with. Someone has to carry the torch, meaning that they have one less hand to operate with. And of course, the things can snuff out the light if there is a strong wind, or if there's water, or if there's a creature that does this and that. There's a lot of fun things you can have with torches. And even if it's magical light, there's a lot of fun things to keep track of there. The fact that if you use the cantrip light on something, then there you go. You have that one instance of light and you're dealing with that. Or you can raise forth several little globules of light and have them move around the place. A lot of fun things you can do with that. But of course, if everybody has dark vision, you never worry about that. Heck, as I just mentioned in there, humans can have dark vision, whether that be the warlock invocations, or if someone just casts dark vision, the spell on them. Usually a lot of people just hand wave the darkness in D&D games because everyone can theoretically get over it. But of course, not every single person is gonna have dark vision. And therein lies a problem. If you have 4 players and only one of them has dark vision, then that one person feels terrible because, oh, I'm sorry, I have to have this light source just for me. That does suck. If everyone else has to suffer the consequences of carrying a light, only for one person, then you're going to feel like a burden on the party, and that's not fun. If everybody in the party needs the light, then that's fine. That's the burden for everyone to bear. If you are marching through the darkness and only one person needs that light, then that's going to suck, because then everyone's going to say, oh, you need the light, you're pathetic, or oh, you need the light and now we're going to get attacked because people can see us easier, or oh, we have to deal with other resources now just because of you. That really is not fun gameplay. I promise you, in a game, if everybody does not have dark vision, there's a lot of fun game mechanics you can work in with that. If everyone has to deal with torches, if your players are moving throughout the dungeon and a trap springs and now they get into a fight in the dark, there's just so many great things you can do with that, I promise you. But with dark vision seems to mitigate quite a lot of it. And as I said before, it makes the very few people who do not have it, usually feel not on par. So what do we do about dark vision? Do we just simply say now no one has dark vision? I would say no, because that ruins the balance of the game in a sense. A whole bunch of races and ancestries have dark vision in place of something else, and other people have other features in lieu of dark vision. So what do we do about dark vision? Well, one very, very simple solution is change dark vision to infravision. Now, what is infravision? Characters who have infravision can see the heat energy that radiates off living things. Generally, living things will be visible as bright tones, while cool items are gray and very cold objects are black. It is not possible to read in the dark with infravision because fine details cannot be perceived. Very, very simple solution to change dark vision to infravision. And it has game-changing ramifications, which I truly believe will make for a more rewarding experience. With infravision, instead of people being able to see everything around them like it's basically normal except for they can only see in shades of gray, instead everything is still pitch black, but if there is something that's hot there, then they can see it pop up, which is unique. There is a lot of fun game mechanics you can have with that. There can be a ton of enemies that purposely douse themselves to be cold in order to obscure themselves from infravision. There could be things written in the dark which need a light source in order to be read, because if it's something on a cold surface, you can't read it. Infravision provides the GMs a lot of ways that they can implement a lot of fun game mechanics into the game that aren't just, oh, I can see in the darkness. Now, does infravision solve the solution in 5e D&D that practically everyone has the special vision? No. If you really wanted to get into the nitty-gritty, you could start going into all the different races and ancestries and start saying that, hey, they don't get the dark vision or infravision anymore. These ones don't. Heck, there's even now classes these days that give you dark vision. So if you do want to do that, what I would strongly recommend is if you take away a certain vision, then you give them something else to boot. Perfect example being elves. As mentioned before, right there in that text of dark vision is usually allotted to things that live underground. Most elves don't live underground, so why do they have dark vision? Well, you can change that up and say elves no longer have dark vision because they've grown accustomed to light. But what do they get in return? They should get something in return. So go ahead and tell me, do you think dark vision sucks, or are you perfectly fine within the game? Do you think that everyone should be having dark vision, or do you think that no one should have dark vision? Do you think that infravision is a great solution to implement into your game, or do you think that infravision has no place in your game? Go ahead and tell me all those things because I want to know, but that's going to do it for me. Thank you for watching, thanks for listening, and thank you to my amazing patrons. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one.